Hello, welcome back to Obscura Undead album reviews. We're back for another week. I'm Maus.
I'm Azy.
And we are Obscura Undead.
Yes, and this week we have a new release from, well, newish. Yeah, new. It's recent. Release off of Cold Transmission for you from Dead Astronauts.
Dead Astronauts, their Bandcamp says they hail from Seattle, but it's made up of several members that are from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, there are 3 members. The brains behind it is Jared Kyle, who's based out of Seattle, Washington.
And he is backed by Florence Bullock, who does a lot of lilting and melodic vocalizations throughout the album.
And the third member is Slade Templeton. Not sure how much he contributes, but Slade, we know his name from Crying Vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And we've reviewed Crying Vessel on this channel before.
Yeah. I'm not sure what exactly his role is. I know that he has mastered Arms of Night, which was a previous album release in 2016 by the band. I'm honestly not sure which release number this is of theirs, but I think it's at least 3rd. This is 4th? 3rd or 4th?
3rd. I'm counting 3rd full-length release,
mm-hmm.
and we can find it on Bandcamp just a click away.
I found so many singles. That's part of what made it so confusing.
Yes, and this is their first release since that 2016 release, Strange Ways. So it's been 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 5 years. So, Dead Astronauts has been around since 2011. They're known heavily in the Synthwave circles, mostly due to YouTube channels such as New Retro Wave and such. And they are one of the most well-known melodic vocal Synthwave artists. So now there's an explosion of Retro Wave. So now they just fall snugly into the Retro Wave category. But they've been gone for 5 years, then they resurfaced, and now they're on Cold Transmission Music, which is known for cold wave, post-punk type artists. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting to see them resurface on a label such as this.
Yeah, I never would have heard them otherwise if they hadn't have released on Cold Transmission, honestly.
I think you would have if you'd listened to me DJ. I think you'd be like, oh, it's that band again.
Oh, I'm sure I've heard the band, but I don't know the name of the band actively like I do now.
Okay, fair enough. Another thing of note is it's usually the vocals of Jared, and in the previous albums, he was always accompanied by Haley Stewart, who did all of the female vocals, but she left to form her own band, her own retro wave band called Mecha Maiko, or is it Mecha Mako?
I couldn't tell you.
Like geishas in training, Mako.
Like mecha, like mechanical?
Yes, like mecha and Mako.
Okay, so robot geisha, got it.
Yeah, isn't that a great name?
So isn't that Maiko?
It could be. I honestly don't know how to pronounce it. Maiko sounds better. Yeah.
I think they're called Maiko and not Mako. I'm honestly not sure. I'm not familiar at all with her band. Synthwave's not my wheelhouse.
Oh, I know, but you would love it so much. You would love the retro wave stuff.
Okay.
Because it's more mellow. A lot of it has vocals, and it really just puts you in a relaxing aesthetic groove. And that's what this album is.
And that's what I found about this album is I didn't expect to like it. I expected to be just But I liked it a lot more than I expected to, because I kind of clicked into it, and I knew it was kind of synth wavy, and I'm like, okay. And then
thrilled that you enjoy it and that you listen to it, because I think that this is certainly something that goths would enjoy. Whether you listen to nothing but synthwave and retrowave all day, or whether you listen to goth, I think that you can enjoy something off this album.
I don't know. I kind of found that their sound on this album was a cross between early Agent Sidegrinder and Scandroid.
Sure, yeah, absolutely Scandroid. Absolutely, yeah. I I think one of the things that I love the most about it is the dueling vocals, the male-female vocals. I've always liked that in music in general.
Yeah, I like a lot of the sort of whispering and layering, because usually you hear that a lot with synths to create this ambient effect, but then you find that so much with both Florence and Jared's vocals throughout the album as they're layering on top of each other, you know, not super prominent, but acting more like an ambience building effect, like they have with the synths. And there's so many different synth sounds on this album. There are bongos in a track too.
I don't remember bongos. But that kind of layering is what I love about doing female vocals the right way. I tend to dislike a lot of female-fronted vocal bands because they're not using their vocals the way that I want them to, which is an instrument embedded in the music. They tend to go on top of it and they're like, listen to me sing, you know, forget about the music. But this is done right, and I've always loved everything that Dead Astronauts puts out. Well,
all their tracks have, you know, Jared as the primary vocalist, except for Forgetting Me. How did you feel about, you know, Florence being the lead vocalist on that one?
I actually really loved it. I really loved it. There was another track at the very, very beginning, which was like the intro track.
Oh, Lowlight, the like 4-minute slow astronaut-y burn.
Astronaut-y burn, and you can hear her like whispery vocal, like as if it's flying in from space very slowly, and kind of get you adjusted to it. And then Strangers in a Room is just bang, both of them amazing.
Yeah, big energy right away.
Big energy, big room energy, and Forgetting Me, I just thought it was nice. It was beautiful. There's a music video for it, which is very good, but it's also so distracting you can't actually pay attention to the music.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting choice starting off the whole album with an instrumental track. Because usually we say like, don't make your first track something so slow, but this was like really mellow. And then throughout the whole album, you know, you had other instrumental tracks like it
was Lust for You.
It wasn't She Haunts Me that Florence took the lead on. It was Thorn.
Florence took the lead on.
She took the lead on. That's right.
That is actually one of my favorite tracks.
Was there on Thorn? Did you hear it? Was there a second woman singing underneath, or was it just Florence doing vocals in a lower register, or Jared doing vocals in a higher register? Because I couldn't tell.
I thought it was just her voice layered, and
because it was much lower pitched.
I'm gonna have to listen to it again. I can listen to it right now. But it's just them. They don't have any other vocals or anything, but they are also masters of synth, so they could be doing anything with those keyboards. And pushing the vocals higher or lower is definitely something I could imagine them doing.
Oh yeah, because there were tracks where Florence's vocals kind of wove in and out of the synth, and I couldn't tell at some points whether or not it was her or a sampling of her or just a straight up like choir synth.
That is awesome. And several of the albums that we've reviewed lately have done things like that where we can't even tell if it's a synthesizer or a guitar.
Is that the new trend?
I guess that's the new trend. And at first I was really annoyed by it, but now I'm really loving that we can't even tell. Like there's so much that just means that there's a lot going on. You know, we're past the point of the typical like 3-piece band that just makes a simple arrangement.
Right, because like I said, like there's so many different synth styles on this that I cannot, like, it would take me a really long time to sit down and identify like all the different kinds like of synths. Like there are like horn synths and string synths and choir synths and all kinds of different like styles. I'm just like, well, that's interesting. And you don't have a lot of repetition between tracks on the synths that are used. How they're used, yeah, there's some repetition. The structure of the songs, there's a lot of repetition, but
yeah, I did notice in the structure of the songs a lot of repetition. So, you know how like a lot of songs have, the beginning, the middle, the end, the chorus, and all of that. In a lot of these songs, after like a minute and a half of listening to it, you know what to expect for the rest of the song.
Right. They don't really change or go up and down or deviate much from that.
There's no surprises or whatever. So if you have that in mind and you want an album that will kind of chill.
Yeah, it's very chill. I mean,
you're not going to hear anything that's going to throw you out of your chair and you're going to be like, oh, where did that come from?
No, you'll just hear everything you need to sort of sit down and relax. Even though the lyrics they deal with a lot of like, dark. Yeah, no, I think all of them are dark. There are a lot that deal with like loss and
there are a lot
being lost.
Deal with loss and, like songs like She Haunts Me and Forgetting Me and things like, there are songs where it's about like the ghost of someone in your past still with you, or you have these memories that remain. And I think you can find these concepts in all of the songs.
I mean, just look at the song titles, like Strangers in a Room, Love Lost, Yes. Yeah. Can we talk about some of the instrumental tracks, though? I mean, Lust for You was another entirely instrumental track along with Low Light, but then there was track 11. So basically every 5 tracks was an instrumental track, and track 11 was just the Wilhelm scream. And it's just the Wilhelm scream sampled, and like the song is self-explanatory.
Oh my gosh. I think I don't know about Wilhelm scream. I think that was just a filler, honestly.
I don't know. Every 5 tracks, I think they had an instrumental.
They didn't need the instrumentals, but normally I hate instrumentals. Normally I just skip them. Mm-hmm. But I did enjoy Lust for You a lot. It has this slow tinkling to it, like the percussion. I loved a lot, and I remembered thinking, man, I wish there was just a little bit of vocals to this. I would really enjoy this song.
That is the only instrumental that I expected vocals to actually kick on.
Yeah.
But with the percussion elements too, they used a lot of different percussion. Like there were, I think I heard woodblocks at one point. There was,
that was the song. That was the song that sounded like woodblock percussion.
Yeah, Lust for You. Yeah, and then These Hands, I think, had bongos. I'm pretty sure it did. I don't know what bongos sound like.
I mean, I don't want to hear bongos in my retro-wave. That just messes me up.
Well, if you didn't notice it, then it didn't mess you up.
So, and I still really adore that first intro, that like bass style, whispery vocals, kind of cloudy chanting in Low Light, because normally I would just delete an intro track. I'm like, you I would delete you, but I actually really enjoyed it.
Which is surprising because it was 4 minutes.
It didn't feel like it.
Oh, it did.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it did. I was just like, oh, this is nice. And then I'm like, wait, this has been going on for a while. And I was like, oh, there's still 30 seconds left. This is a 4-minute intro track.
I didn't feel that
But it was very ambient and spacey.
Yeah. Track 12, Cage. The only reason I want to point this out is because I was not impressed with this tune.
Did it have like this like kind of almost dark electro sound?
No.
I just don't know what dark electro is.
No.
I know. Okay, I tried.
So it was like a dark wave ditty, but in trying to review it, it has this plodding, simple beat and like 2 arpeggio notes on a keyboard. Like you can just hold down the button twice. Oh yeah,
it's one of the ones that had just that was the synth run. It just had like a constant synth run.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could have taken 10 years to write, but it felt to me like it was just tacked on at the end so that you can have an album that's full enough. So honestly, there's really, if you take out the instrumentals and you take out the filler songs, there are at least like 5 good solid songs that are beautiful, beautifully well done.
I mean, I really like Strangers in a Room.
I love Strangers in a Room. Love it, love it, love it.
I think that for me, though, this album, it's not one that I'm going to go back so much and listen to individual tracks on. It's more like an album that I'm going to throw on in the background when I'm doing other things.
For me, it's the opposite. I know I'm going to pull out those songs that I love. Like I love that Strangers in the Room, Forgetting Me is good. Thorns I love, and Chauffeur and the Flame I love. I'm going to pull that out and go back to it. Even though it's really slow, I probably won't spin it, but I pull it out just so I can listen to it because I really love that song. And Missing Person, there's a video for it. That one's also kind of underwhelming for me.
I didn't like the video for Missing Person. And
I didn't watch the video. Like when I spin and I VJ and I'll like play the video and I see it playing, but I'm always working. I have not sat down and given it my attention. There is an older video that they have for the song To Find Her. And it was disturbing to say the least. So you're watching it and you think it's like romantic retrowave, and it's not. It's disturbing retrowave, and I have not focused on another Dead Astronauts video because it's always super dark. Like more than it should be, more than I expected to for the aesthetic.
Gotcha.
So I haven't focused on another one.
All right, so closing thoughts, yay or nay?
Okay, so yay, because I am so excited that they're on Cold Transmission Music. I love that. I love that people will be able to be exposed to this, especially in the goth scene. I want them to know Dead Astronaut. I want them to listen to the whole catalog. There's some really gorgeous, beautiful songs on here. I think it could have been done in an EP length. I think they could have gotten away with a good 8-track. Well, maybe that's an album.
Yeah, remember our cutoff is 6?
Oh, okay. Yeah, they would have been fine with like an 8-track, 7 to 8-track album.
I would agree with that too, because I found that this album went on a little long. But then again, a lot of synthwave albums that I have listened to, of the very small repertoire I've listened to, I feel like go on too long. They tend to be these huge epics.
But you did like the really slow songs though, right? Like Chauffeur and the Flame was slow.
Yeah.
Thorn, those were like mood enhancing. Like it kind of makes you numb. You know, like you want to take something that makes you numb and just like sink into it.
Just get real high and sink into the album.
Yeah, that's what I was looking without saying so many words. That's what I was going to say.
I mean, we're not monetized. YouTube doesn't listen to us.
Oh, they don't? Does anybody listen to us?
Like maybe like 100 people or so. Yeah. But like I said, I think that this is definitely an album that I would be like cleaning my apartment and I'd throw on to just zone out to
hear beautiful sounds in the background.
Yeah, basically, exactly.
I think I might feel different if I had access to a lyric sheet. Then I could do the whole like let's find out the deeper meaning of this track and and all of that, but I don't. So all I really hear is just the lyrics and the chorus, and it's just the name of the song.
Yeah. All right, so I guess that wraps up our review for Dead Astronauts' album Silhouettes. Did we ever say the name of the album?
Did we not say the name of the album?
I don't remember.
Well, if we did it right, we probably flashed the album on screen and it said Silhouettes really small in the corner.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's in the review title.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, our listeners are smart.
Smarter than we are, that's for sure. All right, so that wraps it up. So go check the album out. Come back, let us know if you like it. We actually don't get a lot of feedback on whether or not people like the albums that we've been reviewing. So I don't know if we're reviewing things people find hot garbage or actually enjoy.
No, but I do know that we sometimes review albums before they come out. So people can't give their opinions until after the album comes out and they go back to the video.
Yeah, that's true.
But
like last week's.
This album is out. So
this album is out.
Open up a tab and listen to it while we're jabbing.
Yeah. I mean, go to Bandcamp, buy the album, but it's also on Spotify. I know I shouldn't say that. That's like the devil.
No, I know. They're getting like 2 cents.
I know.
Like probably even, not even.
Not even. If you stream each track once and you get like 0.002 cents, you don't even still get like 1/100 of a cent, I don't think.
But if you go to Bandcamp, even if you don't buy the album and you listen to it, they can see which tracks you listen to a lot. And they can see which tracks people enjoy.
That is true. All right, but that's that album for review for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you will enjoy it when you go listen to it. Next week, we are going to be reviewing an album from a band called Waco. The album is called Canciones de Oscuridad y de Saliente.
Oh my gosh.
So Songs of Darkness and Dismay.
Oh, I thought it was food related, like, because Carniceros del Norte.
Los Carniceros del Norte
is those chicken enchilada things. I've seen it. I've seen it on a menu before.
Oh, good God. Okay, Maus. But they have kind of like this goth wave, dark wave, post-punk, like vibe. Yeah.
We haven't done core post-punk.
We have been suggested to review the new Un Hombre Solo.
Yes,
but it's only 4 tracks, and we have a rule to not usually review albums that are that short.
That's a shame because that's my new love.
Maybe we can do a double feature next week because it is really, really, really good.
Cool.
Okay, we'll do a double feature. And that's why, like, support us on Patreon, join our Discord, and let us know what you would like us to review, because we try. Honestly, we do try. But that is it for this week. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Join us next week, and big thank you to everyone who supports the channel, watching, subscribing, smashing the notifications, supporting us on Patreon, sharing our shit on Facebook, and anyone and everyone who shows up to our Twitch streams, which are Wednesday nights and Friday nights. We do a New Music Radio on Wednesdays and a virtual club with guest DJs on Fridays.
Yeah.
And our Twitch is twitch.tv/obscureundead. Someone actually asked today what Obscure and Dead is, because they've been seeing it all over like goth the internet for like a hot minute.
Nice.
We were like a DJ collective that kind of does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do whatever the hell we want to until we get burned out on it, and then we do a new thing. Anyway, bye.
Bye.
This ignorance of consciousness, despair the self will find eternity.